What's up, guys? Something I've noticed, and something that you do see, like in society, a lot of movies are made off this topic, but we get influenced by the people we spend time with, or the communities we spend time in. And I've noticed this personally because there's that saying, like, you get influenced by the five people you spend the most time with. I don't know if that, again, like, I don't know if that's like a study or where that comes from, but like, I really believe that to be true. The other day I was at the grocery store, and I noticed, and I always like giving people compliments for things that I notice. And this dude had like really interesting like sense of fashion. I was like, "Yo, dude, like that's what you got, a cool sense of fashion. That's a cool sweater and stuff." And he's like, "Thank you, man. I'm glad that you noticed that, because I actually some of my friends are in the fashion industry." And he literally said, I didn't have to say anything. He was like, "You get influenced by the people you spend time with," and because I spend time with people like that, it actually influences my own fashion style and stuff. And for me, when I'm coming up to Michigan, I spend a lot of time with my family here, but I don't like being here too long, because the general vibe is kind of like, let's sit around and watch movies and not really do much. And even though that's not my vibe, like, that's the population's vibe. I'm gonna say, like, that's the majority vibe. And after a while, like, I start feeling that lethargicness, and I don't want to be around that. So and it's funny because I knew that, I came back from Michigan and I was back kind of in my groove, and my family were calling me and telling me to come back up, come back up, come back up. So finally I was like, okay, fine. Kind of resisted to it, and I kind of find myself in the same circle. Like, they're just kind of sitting around. I'm like, "Hey, you want to go do this? You want to do this?" It's like, "No, I just want to sit around and watch TV and stuff." And it's like, that is not what I want to be around. So, like, I'm gonna work out, and I'm really excited to get back home, because I like being around active people. I like when I'm practicing with musicians. I like playing with musicians who actually want to play, not just kind of you want to, you call them over and they just want to talk about stuff. It's like, dude, like, the point of jamming is to play music, not to just sit around and socialize, and same with people you work out with. You want to work out with people who actually want to exercise, not people you invite to the gym and who kind of just want to diddle daddle. So when you surround yourself with like a certain vibe, you get pulled into that vibe, so you can take advantage of this. So if you, again, like, if you want to become a better artist in some respect, like, try to hang out with people who are really into what that is, or a community that's into that. If you want to get better at, if you want to get more into spirituality, this is one you got to be careful with, because there are obviously, there's the history of communities of people getting into some really weird stuff. But like, for example, YouTube is a good one, where I was bummed last night and I ended up going to some of my favorite YouTubers who are into spirituality, and it kind of like pumped me back up, and I got back into meditation, and I kind of got my vibes back into more positive light. And YouTube, the internet, that is an excellent community, in my opinion, because it's there. The people are there, and you don't even have to be around. You don't even have to know these people or talk to these people to learn and to feel the vibes of the people teaching, or just the people being themselves over YouTube. Again, it doesn't have to be for spirituality. It could be for music. It could be for fitness. There are plenty of fitness websites, or not websites, there's plenty of fitness channels online that have these exercises for 20 minutes and stuff. And if you look at the comments below, it's all these people who have been doing these exercises and feeling the results. So there is a presence of people, like, it's very alive. Fitness communities, again, on Facebook, I belong to Heaven's Fence. It is a Coheed and Cambria site, or it's a Coheed and Cambria page that was made for fans of Coheed and Cambria who are also into fitness, to support one another, which is really cool. You know, I also belong to a community gym, which is awesome, and they have a Facebook page, and you know, you go in and it's got that community vibe. And when I hang out with those people, like, that is the overall vibe, is like they want to talk fitness, and you know, they want to talk like, hey, how do we improve ourselves? So I'm being influenced by that positive vibe. And you absolutely, you know, like I said, like, you can, in the past I had this lone wolf vibe, like, oh, I'm all by myself, I'm you know, trying to grow, but that was never the case. You know, all the books I read, all the YouTube channels I was, you know, using and researching, those were vibes that I was picking up. And then now, you know, in life, I'm much more active in communities, and I see how powerful that can be for whatever I'm interested in, how fulfilling it is to actually spend time with people who are into the same things as you, and they have the same interest. It's really exciting, especially if you haven't had that. You know what I mean? So it's really, you have a greater appreciation for that. So anyway, guys, so just be aware of the people you spend time with, and maybe be aware of how that makes you feel. You know, it's okay to be around those people for short periods of time if you love them and stuff. But again, you know, if it's not your vibe, you know, break away. Go find other people, other communities, you know, other YouTube channels, anything that will align you more with what you are looking for and what you relate to. So, cool beans, guys. Peace. Have a good one.